That could be it, guys. Bring that camera up full. Okay, this is a live view from our TV station of what may be, at the very least, it's torrential rain crossing I-4 right now. We could be looking at a tornado on camera. Look at those trees blowing around. Okay, bring the camera up, guys, if you can. Zoom out. Can you zoom out? This is a look at the live camera of a tornado, which could be passing by our station right now. Okay, there's debris. We've got debris on. Okay, take shelter. Everybody in the FOX35 building, get to your safe space under your desk if you're not in a designated area. We're catching debris right now on the roof. Debris is on the roof right now. We're hearing, you can see the debris flying there on the camera. This is a tornado. Seek shelter immediately. Get under your desks, guys. Anchors under the desks. Everybody get on the desks. Okay, that was it. We're still in the debris zone. Everybody get in. Everybody get in the studio. Come on in, guys. Okay, we got power flickering out. That's a tornado. This is a confirmed tornado. National Weather Service, if you're listening, this is a confirmed tornado. Right over the Lake Mary studios. This is heading into Lake Mary and Sanford right now. Get below the ground level. Sorry, get to the ground level, an interior room, away from the windows. This is a very serious situation. This is a real live tornado. It just hit our station.
We want to jump right back to Amanda right now. She's got an interview on the scene.
What happened here?
A tornado, obviously. I was in the kitchen area, and I watched the screen enclosure just disappear, pretty much. And after the tornado was gone, I came out and saw this.
Unbelievable. You said your house is relatively okay, but the yard is, you can't even see it anymore.
The yard, our backyard, there's probably 30 trees at least gone. Everything's down. I don't know what else to say. It's a mess.
You're already getting to work. You have the chainsaw out here trying to clear path. You were able to cut down some branches just for us to walk through.
Got a Kubota back there warming up to push all this stuff out, so we'll see what happens. I got good neighbors. They're going to help me out. And that's pretty much it.
Now, what was this behind here?
That was a detached garage with a little mother-in-law quarters upstairs.
That's a lot of damage to the roof there where the trees fell.
Yep, absolutely. That's going to have to be taken care of. We don't have any, as far as I can see, damage on the main roof, but there's shingles, a lot of shingles in our backyards. So I'm sure it's going to have to be re-roofed also.
What did you do when you heard the storm and tornado coming through?
I tried to get our dogs in the pantry, in the food pantry. That's in the center of the house, and they wouldn't listen. They were freaking out, and we finally kind of got in there. But it passed really quickly. It came, and it was gone. So it's did a lot of damage in a little spurt of time, probably 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I came out and saw all this, but it is what it is. That's life. We've got to deal with it.
Well, gosh, you have a lot of work ahead of you, but it sounds like your neighbors are already stepping up to help you out, so that's really kind of them.
Good neighbors. Everybody helps each other. After a hurricane, we all get together and clean up everybody's messes, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
All right, Bob, thank you.
What thought when you first saw this when you came outside?
I was shocked. You know, I after watching the screen enclosure go and the sound and everything, I didn't imagine it was going to be this much damage, but very shocked, surprised. We got a tree guy, more than likely over here already. We had an appointment to get a tree guy over here today to take down a tree that had mites, a pine tree that had mites, so he needed to come down because it was dead. And he's going to be surprised, I think, when he comes to assess the damage.
Yeah, he might say, I think you have a bigger project on your hands.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Right. I hope everybody's safe. As far as I know, nobody got hurt. Nobody.
That's what we keep hearing, and we hope that stays true.
Yep. I checked on my friends. Our phone didn't work for a while, but I think everybody's okay, or else I would have heard about it already. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob, and good luck to you. You got a lot of work ahead of you with the cleanup.
A lot of work.
We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Amanda, just heartbreaking. Amanda McKenzie has been out. She has been looking at some of the damage all morning long now into the noon hour. And Amanda, I can imagine a lot of these people that you're talking to are probably just still in shock.
as you would rightly be so, and this is by far the worst damage we have seen on this street yet. This has to be the home that lost 80% of it with that collapse. It looks like a bomb went off. There are personal belongings, insulation, roof pieces, fence boards just everywhere, and windows blown out. The next door neighbor's home, missing shingles, missing windows, missing sliding doors. It's just hard to imagine the level of loss here when you can see a whole family's home just strewn about in their backyard. This is going to be such a huge cleanup, and sadly, a lot of these personal items are for several yards throughout backyards here and into the street on Markham Woods. It's just hard to imagine what they could have gone through, because we're told that a lot of these folks were home when this happened. I mean, this was early this morning, and this tornado that's suspected to have come through here was only about 30 seconds long, and all of this damage was done. We are told that the National Weather Service is out here surveying the damage right now to determine whether or not this was in fact the work of a tornado and maybe what category that could be. But we see so much damage here. It's just astounding. We will continue to talk to some neighbors. I know a gentleman who lives nearby was walking through his backyard in flip-flops, and it's just hard to imagine what they're going to have to go through now, because this is not something that can be cleaned up in an afternoon. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Amanda, thanks. Great job. You just feel it shows you how fragile life and possessions are. And the great news is they survived.
Yes.
You know, they've got a lot ahead of them, but it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, can you imagine if that's the house that we've been telling you about this morning, where the sheriff said 80 to 90% of it collapsed. It just so happened that the couple that was home at the time that happened was in the 20% part of the house that didn't collapse, or perhaps they were smart enough to know that maybe wherever they went was the safest
to go to the safest spot, because when you look at that house, and if you knew two people were inside, you would probably fear the worst looking at that image.
We want to go back out to Amanda McKenzie, who has just been doing an amazing job talking to people who have been impacted by this storm. She is live in Longwood. Amanda?
Well, we are joined by another homeowner who is completely devastated by the effects of this storm. This is Taki, and you were just telling me that you were standing in your kitchen this morning when you got the emergency alert. What happened next?
Well, by the time I read the whole thing, I see the cage of my pool goes away. And I called my wife, say, come here, hurry up. And he came and we go underneath the countertop to the kitchen. And we have windows started breaking, and you can hear the wind is going through the house, breaks all my doors in the back, the sliced glass doors, it breaks everything. And my wife started freaking out, and I said, just sit here. And before I knew it, you know, I get up and I look, the house was a disaster, and I walked next door to the house is gone to see if the people, they're okay. And I saw them, they were sitting close to the window, and everything was okay. And I called 911, and that's when all these things started coming, and all the fire trucks and ambulance and all these things start coming all over the place. And but you can see the damage.
Oh, it's
Look
everywhere.
what happened here. Here, it used to be a nice set. The set is all the way back there to my next door neighbor. You know?
And I'm sure these used to be beautiful trees here, and now they're just shredded like the homes around them.
Yeah, it was nice. You can see all my fence gone, everything, you know.
I mean, your home is not inhabitable now, neither is your neighbor's. What are you going to do now?
Well, I could probably going to go stay in my son's house. You know, my son lives in DeLand. Probably going to go stay there to see what's happening and wait for the insurance and wait to see what's going to happen.
I did see American Red Cross was out here, and they spoke to you as well.
Yeah, they did spoke to me to help out, and but you know, I see yet. I did not make my mind yet what I want to do.
You think it'll be possible to rebuild and to repair your home?
I wait for the insurance to decide what they want to do, because I know inside a lot of the walls. A lot of the walls, the shift.
Oh, wow.
You can see them. A lot of cracks all over the walls. I have big holes in the roof. And and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's hard to just wrap your head around how much damage was done in such a short amount of time. And you were saying that it's also really emotional to be walking around all of this.
Yeah, it is. I have a couple, the cats, the gun. I have my dog inside is freaking out. But everything, listen, at least we're okay. And my neighbor's okay. That's all it is.
That's something to be thankful for. Well, thank you for sharing what you went through. I'm sure that was very scary at the time.
I hope nobody goes through this thing here. If you don't live on to see it, you don't expect it, something like that. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Okay, boy, just feel for somebody. You can hear the emotion in his.
It's incredible. This is some type of furniture that's actually up in the tree. And again, this is in the house that Amanda was showing that has had so much of the damage to it.
We were about almost 3 hours exactly from when all this started this morning.
Yeah, 9:40 is about the time that at least we took cover here in the TV station. And Brooks is actually outside. He's on the weather deck right now where we saw a lot of damage right outside of our studios. We're going to be going to him in just a minute. In the meantime, let's get it out to Amanda, who is in Longwood, and that's where she's seeing a lot of damage to homes in that area right along the Markham Woods corridor.
This is the home that we've been hearing about all morning that suffered the most amount of damage. You can see walls and the roof were just ripped off, and everything has been shredded into the backyard, into the pool, throughout their property and the homes throughout this street. I had a moment to meet with the homeowners. They didn't want to talk on camera. They're just obviously very emotionally distraught over everything that has happened here. I mean, this home is a total loss. They cannot come home now. They have to find another place to live. They have family members here with them right now, documenting the damage for insurance. And we've also seen the National Weather Service out here, as well as Seminole County Emergency Management, walking around meeting the homeowners. It's just hard to imagine what is going through their minds this morning as they grapple with the extreme loss, all in a matter of seconds, really, just from that suspected tornado coming through. And this home in particular was hit the hardest. I mean, there's just hardly anything left. You can see part of the garage wall here just on its side on the ground, and they have two vehicles outside that were also damaged. You can see shattered windows. I mean, their personal belongings are just strewn everywhere. So it's just a very sad sight to see. It looks like a bomb went off, and it's almost eerie in a way, like something you would see in a movie and never really expect to be reality. But unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of cleanup involved to make all of this right. We have seen the American Red Cross out here offering their aid as well for those who need it. So hopefully we can see these neighbors start to pick up the pieces and rebuild soon. But for today, they're just having to deal with all of the emotions coming at them right now.
Gosh, just heartbreaking to think that house 3 hours ago was perfectly intact.
Let's check in with TJ now, because he's also out surveying the damage, and he just found another tree down. Again, all of this happening in sort of the Lake Mary Longwood area, seeing the worst of it. TJ?
Hi, Amy. Yeah, we're actually not too far away from our own studios. This is 43 to about 45 Skyline Drive, and you can see behind me, this is a massive tree limb that is down here, and it looks like it damaged the car, this Hyundai that is here in the parking lot of this business. And kind of surveying and looking around the entire lot, if you look off to the north here, again, you can see our tower. You can see a couple of trees that have been completely uprooted by the strength and how strong the wind and that tornado was as it moved on through. So we're going to keep walking and kind of surveying things here. But notice, this is massive. Thank goodness this didn't land on all these cars here, because if this was the case, many of these cars would have been completely damaged. There's another SUV here that has likely maybe a little bit of damage here on the front side of their vehicle. But as we head this way here, walking northbound through the parking lot, we can see these trees. Looks like maybe some more damage. It looks like this is maybe a work truck here with this business. So there could be some damage with this vehicle here, but you can see all the debris that is down, just showing the ferocity of this tornado here as it tore through Lake Mary and the Longwood area and further to the northeast in Seminole County. So, I mean, look, it's uprooted the entire tree here. You can see the cement blocks. And then this window here in this Dodge work vehicle has been completely blown out. There's glass here all over. And, you know, I feel like we're so lucky because there are a lot of vehicles that look like this, many that are not, but that's kind of how tornadoes work. You could look at a house next door where it's completely untouched, but then a house next door is completely demolished. So we're not too far from our station where we sustained a fair amount of damage, but there is a lot of damage here in this parking lot. Look at this tree up here, same situation. If there weren't any vehicles here, or if there were vehicles here, I should say, things could have been much worse. But this is a massive tree that's been uprooted. And, you know, living here in Florida, we don't have the root system going into sand is not as strong as what we would have, say, in the Northeast. That's just what we have here. We have that sandy root system here with these trees. So, you know, even with this being an older tree, the wind took this and it tore it right out of the ground. And I'm sure this tree has been here for some time, just looking at it. It's not a small tree. There is another vehicle around the corner here, and it looks like this one might have been just missed, thankfully. But this is the scene here, and it looks like even looking up through these gates here, we even have some more damage. I can see another tree that's down on another tree on a car up this way. So this is what we're seeing here across the majority of Lake Mary and Longwood, hearing some sirens, maybe not completely related to this tornado, but we've seen a lot of crews out here, and we're going to continue to survey things out here in Lake Mary as we start to clean things up after this tornado here. Guys, this has been unbelievable.